Nasa linya ngayon si Secretary Manny Bonoan ng DPWH. Sec Manny, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga, Ted, at magandang umaga po sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Sec Manny, kailan niyo po nalaman itong desisyon ng Presidente na hindi mo na ituloy itong EDSA rebuild?
Well, matagal na namin pinag-uusapan yan, and I think, finally, the President announced yesterday na dapat pagpaliban muna natin yung initial, yung start sana ng pag-rebuild ng June 13, no? That is the time when we will start maglalagay ng board up sa mga sections na gagawin. But ito na nga yung instructions ni Presidente na we were given 1 month actually to revisit actually yung timelines namin because he's very concerned about the disturbance and the discomfort that will be brought about by yung pagkukumpuni ng EDSA. And for us, yung yung traffic management protocol para mas mailatag sa public kung ano pa talaga yung gagawin. So, ito Ted, that we will go back to our drawing boards and see how we can improve actually or accelerate implementation ng EDSA rebuild. No? Sabi nga niya, I think look at technologies around the world na kung pwedeng magamit so that mas pababilis natin yung pag matapos at para hindi masyadong matagal yung pag disturbance at saka yung discomfort ng mga motorist along EDSA.
Sec Manny, if you recall, first week of January, nag-anunsyo na po kayo nitong EDSA rehab, no? So, Enero po iyon. Pero inaabot muna po ng 6 months bago nakapagdesisyon ang gobyerno na hindi ito ituloy. Hindi ho ba that time sinasabi po ninyo naghahanda na kayo sa lahat ng mga pangangailangan dito? Ano po ang nangyari talaga?
Well, ang dito kasi, Ted, when we conceptualize actually during yung January, we were trying to conceptualize actually yung plano pa lang yan, no? May plano. So it took us some time actually to finalize everything kasi may mga budgetary requirements din na kailangan natin i-finalize kung meron ba o yung mga ganun. So all these things and we kailangan din natin yung interagency coordination kasi. So ito na nga, I think tinignan namin and then dumating din yung ng ASEAN. So we have again to revisit actually yung mga priority sections that we have to undertake without disturbing the traffic when ASEAN will be here actually in 2026. So yung mga ganun adjustments. So ito na yun. And we will give in 1 month actually again to look into new technologies so that we can expedite yung implementation ng construction.
Sec, bago po itong bagong technology, binanggit ni Presidente kahapon yung sinasabi niya na dapat dito nagkaroon kayo ng cost-benefit analysis, no? Na mukhang hindi ito sulit sa ngayon. Yung cost-benefit analysis na yan, bakit hindi pa yan nung umpisa pa lang pinag-isipan na po at pinag-aralan? Bakit kinakailangan munang maghintay ng 6 months bago magdesisyon ng another postponement?
Yung cost-benefit analysis, if you will recall actually, Ted, yung rehabilitation ng EDSA has been postponed for 3 times na yata eh. The first major program that dapat ma-rebuild ng EDSA was already a loan agreement with the Asian Development Bank in the early 2020s, no, during the time of the former the late President Ramos. No, the loan was already there, and all the studies were already undertaken during that time. So the government at that time has already entered into a loan agreement with Asian Development Bank. Unfortunately, during the when we were about to implement the rehabilitation of EDSA under the ADB financing program, hindi natuloy because of some issues that were brought up at that time, no. So yan, ang tala yun, sayang nga lang at yun na nawala yung loan financing noon. And then I understand that during the time of si late President Noynoy Aquino, ganon din yung programa. But there again, hindi rin na ituloy. But we have to remember that actually EDSA is already 50. Sinasabi nga natin that it has outlived its design life actually. And ang ano natin dito kasi, the EDSA is more than 50 years old, no? And the existing pavement there is actually in the verge of deterioration. Ang problema kasi, Ted, yung mga pavements na ganyan, pagka nagsimula ng deterioration and outlive its actually designed life at nagsimula ng deterioration yan, it is going to be exponential. No? Hindi na natin matigil yan. And in a very short time, actually, everything will crumble.
Opo.
Kaya ina-anticipate na natin kaagad na dapat right now, dapat natin ma-rehabilitate ang EDSA.
Opo, wala akong question doon sa dapat ma-rehabilitate. Ang tanong na lang po ay kung kailan at papaano. Yung binabanggit po na technology, meron ba talagang bagong technology ngayon, Secretary?
Meron naman, Ted. I think there are technologies, may mga materials that I think we can adapt. Let's say, iniisip ko nga of hand, actually, baka yung concrete mix na natin ngayon, instead of yung curing period natin na normally anywhere between 28 to 14 months, 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
At baka makagamit tayo ng concrete mix na mas maiksi ang curing period, yung mga ganon.
Opo,
and
opo.
We will probably adopt yung mga new machines, yung mga machines that will accelerate actually yung implementation din.
Opo. Pero Sec, yan po ibinanggit nyo na sa amin dati nung ating mga una pang panayam kung paano nga po ito gagawin sa pamagitan din po ng multi-contractor ninyo, scheme nga dito, di po ba? So,
Yes.
opo. So Sec, sa totoo lang, itong announcement ng Presidente, ano ho ba ito? As in, napagtanto niya kasi na hindi talaga handa sa kabuuan ang multi-agency kayo, no? DOTR, MMDA, DPWH, hindi pa talaga handa kung paano po i-manage ang traffic, ang negosyo, ang transportasyon. Kaya po talagang nauwi ito ngayon sa kanyang desisyon na ito?
Well, I think Ted, nilay down naman namin na yung programa, but I think I think the president is still worried about disturbance that it will be brought up, and marami yung clamor of all sectors actually na tignan ulit. And I think tama naman yung ni Presidente. We'll have to revisit actually if there is still a way actually that we can further expedite the implementation of the rebuild program natin. No? So he's given us only a month naman actually to come up with a better and more expeditious way to implement it. He's really talagang worried about the inconvenience and the disturbance that suffering pati yung mga tao na that will be affected by the rebuild program. Kasi he's really worried about it. And he would like to see that everything is yung mapag-isipan natin ulit na mabuti how to expedite implementation.
Okay, so binibigyan kayo ng isang buwan, Secretary, to present
Yes.
what? Another Oplan, how to manage itong inconvenience, technology, way of construction.
Yes.
Opo.
Yes, yung yun, including actually, iba yung infra, yung sa atin sa amin sa department, will do yung program na yan. And then, of course, the other agencies, MMDA and DOTR will come up also with their recommendations. So, pagsama-samahin namin ulit ito, and these are the things that we will again present.
Opo. Sec, di ba ho dati nabanggit na nagsimula na kayo ng bidding process para sa mga contractors po nito doon sa kanyang first phase? Natuloy ho ba yon?
Natuloy, Ted, but I think we put it on hold for the time being until makita namin if there's a better way actually to implement it.
Nakapag-bid na po kayo actual noong yung segment na uunahin dito? Meron na pong winning bidder? Ano pong mangyayari ngayon?
Meron na kaming napag-bid na namin, but I think hindi pa namin ina-award yan.
Okay, so although meron ng winner pero hindi pa ito awarded, so technically wala pang visa ito sa kanya.
Yes, that's correct. Ted.
Opo. Meron na ho bang naipuhunan dito ang gobyerno o pribadong sektor ng mga paghahanda po, Sec?
Well, sa amin kasi, I don't know, yung sa pribadong sector, I think pinagkahandaan pa lang siguro naman yung darating na EDSA rebuild, but sa government naman, in-house lang yung project preparations na ginagawa namin. So, it's not engaged any consulting firm for the time being. Although, at times, marami naman yung ongoing projects and project preparations in the department where may mga international consultants that kailangan makausap na rin namin and see kung there are new technologies around the world that we can actually adapt ngayon dito sa EDSA rebuild.
Opo, Sec, kasi po ang sabi din po ninyo dati, kasi nga ito for the ASEAN Summit din, timely po ito sa pag-aayos nito. Particular po yung Guadalupe hanggang dyan sa Pasay. Aabutan po tayo ngayon ng habagat, and then meron pa kayong sinasabing another extension to rethink, and replan. To be more pragmatic about this, matutuloy ba talaga ito o mukhang hindi na?
Sa tingin ko naman, Ted, matutuloy. I think we'll do the best that we can. Actually, yung timeline namin in time for the ASEAN, I think we still have a little time actually more or less to complete it before the ASEAN will come in 2026. Okay. Yung section na priority.
Sige po. So, ano ang kanyang actual ngayon na estado as far as DPWH is concerned ngayon? So far po. Postpone muna? Paano po?
Postpone muna. We postpone as directed by the President. Yung June 13 until such time that we are able to lay out or lay down actually the new scheme that will expedite the process, and that's the time when we will start actually the implementation. Actually, concrete paving nito, and of course we realize that the rainy season are coming, but we will just again reprioritize actually kung ano yung mga pwede namin gawin. Yung concrete road construction naman, pwede naman magawa even during the rainy season, wag lang yung nababaha. And one of the things that we will undertake actually dito sa EDSA Rehab is actually to improve the drainage system along EDSA, especially those in mga flood-prone areas din.
Oo nga po, pero sa ideal setup po yan, weather permitting, resources available, etc. Opo, pero kayo po na matagal na sa public works, I mean, realistically, kung abutin pa po ito, practically po talaga ng habagat season, and then meron kayong target na ASEAN, kung kayo po talaga ang tatanungin, Doable pa po pa talaga itong pinag-uusapan natin na ito, na rebuild ng EDSA?
Well, not the total rebuild ng EDSA palagay ko. If you are talking about the entire EDSA, then, no, I think we'll have just to prioritize and concentrate on yung mga urgent sections na dapat gagawin. Sabi ko nga, in time for the ASEAN meeting. But yun ang mga ganun strategies that will be coming up very soon. Very considering yung mga upcoming weather situations and I think yung logistics that we need to prepare. Lahat ito, I think, tingnan namin kaagad.
Opo, sige po. So kayo ho ba ay pinatawag ng Presidente po dito, Sec Manny, na kayong lahat ng involved dito para mag-present kayo kung ano ang paghahanda at kung gaano kahanda?
Well, as instructed by the President, we are given 1 month actually. The sooner the better. Kung meron na kami, even before the 1 month period na sinabi ni Presidente, kung if we already have some recommendations, we'll just have to present actually to him yung details na.
Opo,
para we don't have to wait actually for 1 month kung meron na.
Opo, pero hindi
we'll sit down actually immediately.
Okay, pero pero Sec, hindi kayo before the announcement yesterday, hindi kayo pinatawag, kayong grupo ho na in charge lahat dito para mag-present sa kanya ng actual scenario? Opo.
Sinabihan kami, Ted. Actually, sinabihan kami that I think i-revisit actually so that if we can expedite actually the implementation of EDSA review.
To expedite dati yon.
Yeah.
Okay, opo. Pero nakapag-present ho ba ng traffic management plan, ng lahat ng mga scheme, lahat ng mga remedyo at kaparaanan? Nakapag-present ba ho ba talaga o hindi po nangyari yun, Sec?
Meron naman initial presentation actually yung initial presentation on all the traffic protocols, traffic management protocols already. But then, siyempre, napakarami rin yung dumating na mga comments, suggestions, etc. So, again, the President is worried about it and she said, tingnan ninyo mabuti at I think if you can improve actually yung mga traffic management protocols. Yung mga ganun.
Opo. May pahabol na pong tanong si Chacha. Go, Cha, please. Okay.
Yes po. Sec Manny, kanina po pinakikinggan ko yung mga sagot niyo po kay Manong Ted. Sabi niyo nga po ilang beses nang napurnada ito pong EDSA rehabilitation. Matatandaan natin, meron yung unang date, after po ng Holy Week and then sumunod after ng eleksyon. Tapos ngayon po, suspendido po ulit muna ang EDSA rebuild. Para po sa inyo, Sec Manny, sa tingin niyo po saan nagkulang o nagkamali ang gobyerno kung bakit nauwi na naman po sa biglaang suspension? Kasi kung titignan natin, 2 weeks na lang po from now, parang June 13 yung sinasabi, magsisimula na maglagay ng gamit along EDSA. Saan po ba? Hindi po ba solid ang coordination ng bawat government agencies na involved po dito sa EDSA rehabilitation? Ano po ba talaga ang totoong nangyari?
Solid lang talaga naman. I think we have been preparing for it actually. But I think it's the President's actually apprehension and concern actually. Yung mga feedbacks and everything that he does not like to prolong actually the agony, if you like, na mangyayari kung rebuild EDSA. And if there is a way actually to expedite the implementation, the better for everybody. Yun ang sinasabi naman niya. And he does not want to if we are absolutely sure na this would be the timeline that we need to implement EDSA and so forth, but we have to make sure that this will be yung kailangan the way that we can expedite the implementation of the rebuild. And of course, yung mga traffic protocols are well disseminated and informed to the public para everybody is attuned to what they expect at the time when EDSA will be rebuilt.
So, para po sa inyo, with coordination and planning sa gagawing EDSA rehabilitation, wala pong naging pagkukulang yung mga government agencies involved?
Well, we have actually, sabihin na natin, we have the initial coordination work that we have done. And ito naman yung mga traffic management protocols have been studied siguro very well by MMDA and of course yung DOTR and everything kasi the scheme of implementation na pag-uusapan po namin and that is the reason why na nagkaroon ng initial schedule that we intend to implement sana on start to implement in June 13.
Opo, sige po. So Sec, on hold, tama ano, on hold lang muna ito subject to review and final approval, meaning everything is fluid yet. Wala pa ho tayong kasiguraduhan talaga kung matutuloy ito o hindi.
Yes, yes.
Opo, yan. Para klarong-klaro. Okay, sige po. Sec, ito lang po, pahabol lang po itong tanong, if you don't mind. Yung San Juanico Bridge po, ngayon nagkakaproblema doon kasi kung kailan daw naman biglaan sinarado, ngayon pala nagkakaroon ng paglalatag ng mga mitigating measures, no? Ang sinasabi po nila, bakit daw hindi na paghandaan din na maaga yon yung mga pangangailangan ng mga taga Region 8 at yung pong tinatawiran nga papunta na Mindanao?
Ito rin, it's actually an emergency situation that we are into in yung ng San Juanico Bridge, Ted. We did not anticipate that it will be coming too soon actually ngayon. Actually, the plan is actually to construct actually yung San Juanico Bridge 2, which is already in the making, no? May San Juanico Bridge 2 now that is being prepared under the Japanese government financing, no? And we know that San Juanico Bridge will have to undergo a major rehabilitation work. Kaya the plan is actually to build this San Juanico Bridge too, so that time na magawa yan, may alternate bridge na, and isasara yung existing San Juanico Bridge. Unfortunately, when the preliminary assessment came up, sabi nila sa akin that there are many precarious segments na eroded na yung some of the sections particularly in the Samar approach. That sabi nila it's a very dangerous situation. Nagwawabol na yung mga tumataan na truck yung tulay. So sabi nila kung isara na kaagad dahil kung ano pa mangyari doon. So that prompted me to issue the load limit at 3 tons for the time being. In the meantime, anytime soon we will be starting the retrofitting of some of these segments na nakita na na precarious situation, na eroded na yung mga steel plates underneath. Nakita ko naman nung pumunta ako ng Biyernes, and really actually naglulusen na yung mga bolts and everything, corroded na yung mga plates. And sabi ko, and I think the retrofitting works will start if not within this week, actually by next week we should be the contractor will already be undertaking yung strengthening of some of the sections so that we can at least increase the load limit that we have imposed so far.
Okay, sige po. Salamat po sa update ninyo.
At the same time, actually, meron kaming ginagawa na ini-improve na sa may Pasay. And so that it can accommodate yung Ro-Ro vessel and mga ferry services para magamit muna while we are undertaking yung retrofitting works natin.
Okay, sige po. Sec, ito lang po, parochial po ito, baka lang maaaring mapacheck. Yung pong sa Kamuning sa Quezon City, ang ganda-ganda po ng kalsada at aspalto, pinabakbak po ng DPWH Engineering Office ito. Ang ganda-ganda po nito, ngayon, binakbak. Ang Kamuning sa Quezon City po, nagreklamo yung mga taga doon, ang ayos-ayos ng kalsada, pinabakbak at pumayag ho yung District Engineering Office dito, mukhang may nag-utos sa kanila na bakbakin para magkaroon ng trabaho ulit.
I will look into it. Hindi naman dapat yan. Gano'n ang kuha namin dito unless na may technical reasons actually while binakbak yan or anything. I'll look into it.
Opo, pasensya na po, Sec, kasi may mga nagreklamo po dito. Kamuning po sa Quezon City, Sec. Opo.
Yes,
Sorry po, Sec. Salamat na marami, Sec Manny, sa inyo pong panahon. Opo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Opo, salamat.